Well, we're going to find out tonight. And how many of you guys brushed your teeth today with that OG smile? Well, guys, we are definitely going to find out tonight. Isn't this pretty exciting? Look how packed it is. Look around. This is incredible. Now, let me tell you something. My name is Suzanne Cherrick. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a sapphire, soon-to-be diamond. Yes, but so are all of you, just so you know. Right? Right? How many guests do we have in the house? Raise your hand if you're a guest. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, reps, do they really know what they're in for tonight? No. Do they have any clue? No. You have no clue, let me tell you. You have not a clue. I am so privileged and definitely humbled to be able to bring to the front the individual who, honestly, is the record pace-setting diamond executive in our company. That is absolutely incredible. He actually came into the business back in November 1st, okay? Got started and broke the record for becoming the fastest diamond, 28 days. 28 days. Just for you guests who don't know what a diamond is, okay? There's about 400,000 representatives in our company, okay? A diamond is one of the top leadership levels, and you have to do a minimum of $200,000 in a calendar month. There are a lot of business owners who have businesses for years that never do that kind of volume the entire year. Do you understand that? Yes. But not only did he do it in 28 days, but that same month, he broke a 29-day diamond. That's pretty incredible. On top of that, him and his wife, Kiana Crump, were actually $100,000 income earners in just 90 days in the business. Six-figure income earners in 90 days. Some people don't make that entire year of working. 2 years of working. The average American takes 3.5 years to make that income that he made in 90 days. You think this might be the right opportunity? At the right time? You guys are definitely in the right place. On top of that, I told you he was not only record-setting, but he actually produces better records than what he set. Okay? Back in June, in his organization, he helped produce the current fastest day diamond in our company, 11 days. So how many of you feel, yes, put your hands together, that's incredible. How many of you feel that you could learn from someone who did it in 28 days, then did it in 29 days with someone, and then got even better than that and did it in 11 days? That is absolutely incredible. That's the individual that's going to be in front of you this evening. He's definitely a family man, has a beautiful wife, so definitely cares about people. He came all the way out here to actually speak to all of us in this heat. We just got to tell him thank you for doing it in this heat, because it is hot in here, right? Well, guys, I'm not going to take any more of his time, but get ready to actually be in front of greatness. Make sure you have your piece of paper and a pen. Turn your cell phones off. There is nothing going on out there that you need to be in tune with than what's going on in here. All right? And you know, there's something about being uncomfortable. How many ladies in here have had a baby? Did you have to go through some uncomfortable days and weeks and months to produce that big-headed baby? Right? Yes? Well, right now, I'm pretty uncomfortable because I sweat very, very easily. But when you're uncomfortable, big things happen. So get ready to give birth to your diamond baby this evening. And help me welcome Mr. Organo Crump, Diamond Gold.
And take your seats. How you all feeling on tonight? Well, guess what, guys? It's hot in here, but we're going to turn up the heat a little more if y'all don't mind. Well, first of all, I just want to say that it's a pleasure being here. And you never, ever can take for granted when someone allows you to come into their community and share. So I don't want you guys to think that it's a actual something that needs to be done. I want you to understand that I truly understand that it's a privilege to be here, and I just want to honestly say thank you guys for all the hospitality and the warm welcomes that I've had since I've been here so far. So I just want to say thank you for that, Sacramento, and I appreciate it. And I can't wait to get back with you guys again. to be here. Before I dive into the information, if you don't mind, I do want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Crump. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Currently where our international convention is going to be. I'm in New Orleans. And straight out of high school, I went into the United States military. Okay? Honorably served my country for 4 years. Guys, I remember when I actually was leaving, the captain of our warship, Captain Wyman Howard, he said to me, "Damon, why are you leaving, son? You have such a promising military career." And I'll never forget that I was 21 years old at the time, and I told him, I said, "Sir, I can't see giving you guys 30 years of my life, and I never get a chance to own a part of this." Because even as a young man, it just didn't gel with me with someone else controlling my time, my destiny, and my income. See, I want you guys to understand something. I've always subscribed to the philosophy that if you don't have a vision of your own, you'll always be enslaved to someone that does. Yes. So I went back home to New Orleans, Louisiana. I started detailing cars. Needless to say, a lot of people were laughing at me. This guy left a promising military career, and now he's washing cars. What's wrong with him? See, these guys didn't understand how important those 3 factors were for me. That's the way that I fed my wife and 4 kids. I have a beautiful wife that I've been married to now for 18 years. And I have 3 beautiful daughters. And I have a 19-year-old son that has cerebral palsy. He's in a wheelchair. That's how my wife and I take care of him full time. And I thank God that my wife have not had the need to work in almost 20 years so that he can get that full-time care that we know that he deserves. And furthermore, I don't feel that a woman should work. I feel she should be taken care of. So some of you guys, it's going to be a long ride home. I hope you stay around the corner from here. Because if those ladies don't remember anything else, you remember what he said right there? If they check out on me, they're going to remember that. So fellas, you're in trouble on the way home. But seriously, guys, then Hurricane Katrina struck. You guys know the story. Lost everything we had. And we actually evacuated to Atlanta, Georgia. So now, I'm in Atlanta with 2 days worth of clothes, my wife, my 4 kids, and a special needs son. So now I'm praying not for a job, I was praying for an opportunity. And I'll never forget, a friend of mine called me on a Monday. He owned a Century 21 franchise. He says, "Damon, I want you to come to my office Saturday for 2 p.m. See guys, I was the dream prospect. I was literally marking the days off on the calendar. I couldn't wait until Saturday at 2 p.m. I actually arrived at his office at 1 p.m. I was there before he opened the doors. Let me tell you why. Because it blows my mind how people act like getting free information costs them $50,000 to hear it. It's free. Come out, make an assessment. If it's not anything you can put in your portfolio, great, we'll move on. But the point that I'm making is, most people are in the situations that they're in life because they've been listening to themselves too long. See, you've been taking advice from you. And that's why you are where you are. And now when you have a chance to assess information and get it, you refuse to receive it. Guys, at that point, I'll never forget the young lady was doing the presentation. I politely raised my hand. I was sitting in the back of the room. She said, "Excuse me, sir, we're not taking any questions at this time." I said, "No, ma'am, you don't understand. I don't have any questions. I'm ready to get started." Because, see, my prayer was answered. I didn't have to go back and re-pray. I didn't need to go talk to my pastor. Because, no, seriously, guys, the prayer was already delivered. We did very well with that company. After being with that company for 2.5 years, I was in Atlanta with 2 days worth of clothes with my wife and kids, figuring out what I was going to do. At the age of 37, Mr. Dion, I was now receiving a retirement from that company. Free medical insurance, free life insurance. I sat on a governing board that was determining policies for over 100,000 distributors in the field. But then a 25-year-old kid called me about this opportunity. When he called me, he was broke. I didn't understand why he was calling me. Guys, he says, Damon, he says, I want you to get on a plane, and I want you to fly down to Houston, and I want you to come take a look at this company that we're launching, Organo Gold. I said, David, what is it concerning? He says, coffee. I stopped him. I said, hold on, stop right here, David. I said, number one, I want you to understand something. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. So, David, here's what I want you to do if you don't mind. I want you to lose my number on this one. And I say, good luck with that coffee thing. Wow. I hope you guys do well. Go get them, champ. We hung up the phone, and I was with 3 other my friends, and we started laughing at the kids. These guys have lost their mind. They're going around knocking on people's doors, selling coffee. Guys, I got a text message as time went on. David is a persistent guy. David Imoniti, in case you guys don't know who I'm talking about. David is a persistent young man. Every 3-4 months, he would contact me, he would call me, he would let me know what's going on. Oh, all right, good, David. I didn't believe him. I was hearing the stories of all the things that was happening in his life. Still didn't believe it because I knew the kid was broke. But then this was the backbreaker. A friend of mine contacted me from Detroit. They say, listen, I want you to go to this website, businessforhome.org. That website tracks the top 100 income earners in the world. And guys, on that website, guess who was number 73 on the planet? Out of every company out there. Little broke David. How many of you guys knew at that time? Romacio. I woke up and smelled the coffee. So guys, when I actually saw the vision of this company, I was blown away. Let me tell all of our guests in here on tonight. You think you know what this company is, I promise you don't. We're going to take some twists and turns on tonight, and I'm going to make a bold statement to you guys. I'm giving every guest in this room permission not to believe me. Now, when have you ever come to a presentation and the guy in front of the room, he's telling you, don't believe me? So for all our skeptics in the room, because skepticism is only valid in the absence of logic. The only time you have a right to be skeptical about anything is if it doesn't make sense or the pieces of the puzzle don't add up. But tonight, I promise you that won't be the case. Here's what I want you to understand on tonight. I don't want you to believe me, but I do want you to believe the evidence that I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove to you on tonight that Organo Gold is the best opportunity on the planet. And when we get finished in here, you're going to agree with me. Because you will not be able to deny the validation that you're going to look at. What I'm going to do for you guys is, I'm going to do for you what I would want you to do for me if I was sitting in that seat. I would want to walk out of here without a doubt in my mind that I'm making the right decision on tonight. Is that a fair assessment? Yes. Guys, this first slide right here that you see, Organo Gold, bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. This particular slide is so significant to the entire mission and vision of this company. Most of you guys think it's here just to be here. But I promise you, it has validity. And I will show you that in the course of the actual presentation. I'm not going to ask you guys to say anything on tonight, but this one phrase, you ready? It's easy. It's easy. It's simple. It's simple. It's coffee. It's coffee. If you make it any more complicated than that, you missed it. Let me tell you why. Because see, Warren Buffett, the world's most renowned investor, multi-billionaire, he based all of his investment strategies on one simple principle. You ready? He says, what you do should be your hobby. What the world does should be your business. See, it doesn't matter how you feel about the product or service on tonight. We're not here to cater to your emotions. If you want to be emotional, go to our counseling sessions. Tonight we're here to talk business as business men and women in here tonight. And guys, what I'm saying to you is, I violated that principle. Because I said to myself, I don't drink coffee. I thought nobody did. But here's what I want you to grab on tonight. A good friend of mine, his family owns 26 Burger Kings in New Orleans, Louisiana. I asked him one night when we were out to dinner, I said, Andrew, why do you guys own all of these Burger Kings and you don't eat beef or hamburgers? He said, Damon, we didn't buy the Burger Kings for us. We bought them for y'all. Smart businessman. See, he wasn't caught up in what it was that he was doing. He understood what the world was doing. Guys, I want you to see this. Organo Gold has been able to tap into 5 of the fastest growing industries on the planet. I'm going to prove it to you. The first one being health and wellness. Evidence, exhibit number 8. This is a book by a gentleman by the name of Paul Zane Pilzer. He's an economist, multi-millionaire, New York Times best-selling author. Guess what Mr. Pilzer says? That the health and wellness industry is a $600 billion a year industry. It's soon to be $1 trillion in the next 3 years. He says this is where your next wave of millionaires and billionaires are coming from. The health and wellness industry. Uh-oh. I had to give Organo Gold a check for that one. So far, they were 1 for 1 with me. Because Organo Gold didn't tell me about this book. I found this on my own. Let's look at evidence number 2. Home-based business. See, guys, it blows my mind how I watch tax-paying citizens. You ready for this? Who are losing money through their taxes because they don't have a home-based business. You remember I told you guys at the beginning, some of you guys are in the situation you're in because you've been listening to yourself too long. And you've been talking yourself out of a home-based business for years. Well, let me tell you why you need a home-based business. The national average is 39 to 46% that someone pays in income tax coming out of their checks. So most of you guys, you're overpaying in taxes. That's why you get a refund. They overtax you, they allow you to take the deductions, and they give you the balance. But here's what I want you to grab. Many of you guys don't even know that the federal government gives you 55 cents per mile on your gas when you have a home-based business. Many of you guys are complaining about the gas prices. Well, do something about it. Never complain about what you allow. Secondly, do you guys realize that a portion of your mortgage, a portion of your rent, a portion of your internet, your cell phone, your utilities, a portion of that is tax deductibles? That's bills that you pay every month anyway. But by you having a home-based business, you're able to deduct a portion of that off. Do you guys realize that if you carry children on your taxes between the ages of 7 to 17, you can legally hire your kids up to $5,950 per child? We don't believe you, Damon. I know you don't. That's why I came with the Tax Times. This is a tax newspaper. It has nothing to do with Organo Gold. Look what it says on the cover. Home-based business is the best tax strategy ever. That's what I want you guys to understand on tonight. The wealthy understand tax incentives. Bill Gates says he attests a lot of his wealth to his working knowledge of the tax code. Warren Buffett pays less percentage-wise than his secretary. See, there are 2 tax codes, 2 sets of people that the taxes are for. You ready? The informed and the uninformed. I want you guys to understand something because I know what you're saying. I can read your mind. Damon, you don't understand. You're in California. And you printed that little newspaper up on your way here in the car. Well, I didn't have time to print this. This is a book by a gentleman by the name of Sandy Botkin, former IRS attorney, CPA for over 32 years. Look what he says in the first chapter of his book. Why you would be brain dead not to start a home-based business if you don't already have one. In other words, the man's saying you literally have to be losing your mind if you're paying taxes and you don't have a home-based business to recoup more of your money coming back in. Guys, I want you to understand something on tonight. I'm watching people have part-time jobs, working 2 and 3 jobs because of their lack of information. Because they don't want to put themselves under the shelter of a home-based business, which will immediately stimulate your income. So far, Organo Gold is 2 for 2 with. Third industry is weight loss. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Multi-billion-dollar industry. Every other commercial you see on television is endorsing weight loss. The round mound has lost a few pounds. Charles Barkley. He's endorsing weight loss. Charles Barkley, Janet Jackson, Jennifer Hudson, Dan Marino, Chris Berman. Guys, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that weight loss is a viable industry. It's an industry to be involved in. They're 3 for 3. The fourth industry is the internet. I love what Mr. Bill Gates says. He says if you don't have a business on the internet, you don't have a business. He says e-commerce is the wave of the future whether you like it or not. We all have to agree that Mr. Bill Gates knows a little something about money. Let me show you why 97.5% of the world's population who's either middle class or poor, let me help you understand why they're suffering. You ready? Because they don't know how to identify what's called market shifts. They don't know how to see where things are going. They don't want to be merchants in market shifts. They want to be consumers. 97.5% of the world's population love to spend. They don't want to own anything. But watch this, guys. Let me help you out and help you understand what a market shift is. Is there anybody in this room right now that's listening to their music in their car with the 8-track? If you are, raise your hand. Some of you guys are too young to know what an 8-track is. Because the industry has shifted from 8-tracks to cassettes, CDs, MP3s, iPod players, all market shifts. Here's my next question. Anybody in the room who invested in those companies when they made those shifts, raise your hand. Ever since, we've been traveling around the country. That's all anybody that's able to raise their hand. One gentleman put his hand up there. But everybody has those products. I want to help you with another market shift. Is there anybody in the room that invested in Nokia or Motorola when they went from pages to cell phones? Raise your hand. Everybody in this room has a cell phone. See, what I'm trying to get you to understand is your visionaries are able to see where things are going. And they're positioning their families for generational wealth because market shifts do not ask for your permission. They take over whether you like it or not, and you are part of it whether you like it or not, because everybody in the room has a cell phone. The point that I'm making to you guys is you're witnessing a market shift right now with this company. This is a Google, a Facebook, a Microsoft moment. I'm going to prove it to y'all tonight because numbers don't lie. You guys don't even understand historically where you are right now. Let me tell you the problem that many of you guys are going to battle with in here on tonight. You ready? You're going to be so focused on the opportunity, so you're going to miss the vision. Oh, Demond, what do you mean? Clean that one up. Let me help you out. Bill Gates, when he was launching Microsoft, he introduced it to 8 of his friends. 6 of them walked out, told him it would never work. The only 2 stayed with him was Steve Ballmer and Paul Allen. Both of those guys are billionaires now. You know why? Because they were not caught up in the opportunity. They saw the vision of where it was going. Yes. They wasn't concerned about what was in front of them. And most of you guys, you are too caught up in your immediate circumstances. You're afraid to look at where it's going and position your family for generational wealth. Let me share something with you guys on tonight. Anybody in here has ever heard of the Lido Wealth Conference? I know you probably haven't. Let me tell you why. For you to attend this conference, you have to have over $100 million in assets. You have to be chosen to attend. And at the Lido Wealth Conference, they teach your family how to have wealth for 5 generations. See, the wealthy are preparing for 5 generations down the line, and you sitting here worrying about your light bill. And the reason why that's so is because when you have an opportunity to change things, you want to remain the same. Fifth industry is coffee. When I started getting a vision, I was blown away by what I saw, guys, because I couldn't believe the true vision of this company. You ready for this? I didn't know that coffee was the world's most consumed beverage on the planet next to water. I didn't know that. I had no idea that coffee was the second most traded commodity in the world after oil. Wall Street is now calling coffee the new black gold. Many millionaires and billionaires, they're now putting coffee in their portfolio. This one got me right here. North Americans are currently consuming 500 million cups a day. Americans alone are consuming 400 million, and we are still number 27 in the world per capita in terms of coffee drinking. I want you guys to understand something. Coffee is a $90 billion plus a year industry, and it has been around since the 12th century. Mr. Holton Boggs is our executive VP of sales. I remember when I was getting on a plane going down to Houston, Texas. I was going to meet with Mr. Boggs and these guys, and I'm going down there. Yeah, they're making all this money with coffee, huh? Well, I'm going to see, because there's no way these guys can be doing this well with a beverage, watch this, that I don't like. Here's what I want you to grab on tonight, though. Mr. Boggs said 2 things to me that rocked my world. Before we even got into the meeting, I already was done with Organo Gold. I knew I was in. Here's the first thing he said to me. He says, Demond, I want to ask you a question if you don't mind, sir. He says, 50 years from now, 80 years from now. He says, 200 years from now. He says, do you think people still will be drinking coffee? My answer obviously was yes. He says, well, the only question you're forced to answer on tonight is, whose coffee will they be drinking? Because you have already agreed that they're going to be drinking it. Let me tell you how what he said was 100% correct. James Folgers, a 27-year-old kid, he started Folgers back in the 1850s. It's currently 2012, am I correct? Yes. 1850s, 2012, 162 years. His family still has us believing that the best part of waking up, this presentation should be over. I should be able to go home, go back to the hotel and relax, because you have just proved the longevity of an industry after 162 years. And his family is still getting paid. When was the last time you heard of a coffee company that flopped? Guys, I want to share something with you on the power of this industry. Here's the second thing he said to me. Romacio, he blew my mind when he shared this with me, sir. He said, Guy, I want you to listen to me, Demond. He says, when I looked at Organo Gold, I looked at 22 other companies. He said, the only reason I chose Organo Gold over every other company that was out there, he says, for the first time in my life, my residual income was going to be tied to people's habits. Checkmate. What I'm trying to get you to understand is coffee is not driven by economics. It's driven by habit. When a person has a habit, it doesn't matter what's going on in their life economically. The habit never takes a hit. We don't believe me? I'm going to prove it to you. Has anybody in this room ever heard someone say to them, you know, I had to quit drinking because the economy is bad? I've never heard that one. Well, you know, I had to quit smoking because I was laid off last week. Let me prove to you what he said is correct. You know how sometimes you go to the gas stations and corner stores and you may have those guys in front of the stores begging for $1 or $2, help them out? Well, if you go down to New Orleans, some of those guys are my uncles. They love to beg. Every time I come around, they always want to beg for money. But here's what I want you to understand, Miss Christine. Every time they're begging, you know what amazes me? Is that they have a beer in one hand and they have a pack of Cool Filter Kings in the other hand. How in the world you never have any money, but you're able to supplement your habit? The point that I'm making to you is the same principle applies to coffee drinking. Mr. Bond says, Damon, listen to me, son. You don't have to coach this one. You don't have to convince on this one. You don't have to sell this one. He says, Damon, it's already being done to the tune of 500 million cups a day. Young man, put your hand in a pot that's already brewing. Checkmate, I was done. There was nothing else for me to evaluate because the principles of the industry was too solid for me. There was no way I was able to deny the success that I was seeing. But let's look at some of the conglomerates that's involved because I want you guys to see this. You ready? We're going to get it to move. Don't worry about that. Starbucks has already made it fashionable for individuals to pay $5 per cup of coffee. They make us look real good. McDonald's, I thought they were a hamburger company. Do you guys realize that over the last 6 quarters, McDonald's has made billions in coffee? Mac Cafe, the next time you go get those fries that you love, flip your receipt over. On the back, you're going to see Mac Cafe. What happened to all the playgrounds for the kids at McDonald's? All of them are being designed now to have that cafe vibe to them. Did you guys pay attention to the fact that McDonald's now offers free Wi-Fi? People are meeting at McDonald's now and consuming their Mac Cafe. They understood the industry. Did you guys pay attention to Dunkin' Donuts? They changed their logo from 2 donuts to a coffee cup. America runs on Dunkin'. A donut company. Did you guys pay attention to Subway? They introduced breakfast so they can get a piece of the coffee market. Did you hear about Taco Bell? No. They're going to be launching breakfast to introduce Seattle's best coffee. Did you guys hear about Walgreens? They're coming out with W Cafe. Did you guys hear about Kmart? No. Here's the point that I'm trying to share with you. And this what breaks my heart. You watch people come into a presentation like this, they see all of this evidence, and they're going to leave here, and they're going to talk to their broke co-worker who just borrowed $200 from you. And you're going to ask them, what should you do about this opportunity? Do you think I should do it? But hold on. Not only that, you're going to go talk to your uncle who has a degree in clinical psychology. He's never done any business. But because he's supposed to be the smart one in the family, you're going to consult with him. So you're going to forget about the evidence that you're looking at. That doesn't matter. Because McDonald's board of directors, they don't know anything. Dunkin' Donuts attorneys, when they changed all those logos and it cost them millions of dollars, they didn't understand the industry they was getting in. But I want to share something with you. I had one of my best friends when I was making this transition. Now keep in mind, guys, he's broke. Because I don't base my friends upon financial status. I base my friends upon the heart and the spirit of the man. I'm sitting in his home, and I told him, I said, hey, listen, man, I'm about to make this transition with Organo Gold. That coffee thing? Those coffee people? Oh, man, come on, tell me you're not going to do that. I know you're not going to do something like that, man. You'll do anything to feed your family. They go to confirmation. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I politely looked at him, Miss Ann. Guess what I told her? I said, that's exactly why I'm going to do it. Because anything in your life you're willing to do or not do, I'm going to do the total opposite. Because I don't desire the results that you have. And furthermore, I would never take advice from someone I wouldn't trade places with. I said, and if you know how well things are working working out here. I need you to explain to me, why isn't it working for you?
Come on now. Come on.
But you want to tell me with all the evidence that I see that it can't work. Let me share something with you guys. Successful people, they look for clues so they can follow them. Broke and average people look for facts so they can deny them. See, you want a reason not to do it. You want to be able to justify your fears. See, you praying when you leave here that somebody tell you it's not going to work. You want them to tell you no. I wouldn't do it if I was you. So you can relax and you know what? That was what I was feeling anyway. And you confirmed the fear that I already had. I just needed somebody to tell it to me. I want to show you guys something on tonight. Evidence is what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Fortune magazine came out with the 2011 Business Person of the Year. They took the top 50 executives on the planet. Warren Buffett was on the list. Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, Ralph Lauren, the CEO of Coca-Cola, CEO of MasterCard, was on the list. Guess who was the number one Business Person of the Year, according to Fortune magazine? A gentleman by the name of Howard Schultz. You guys know who that is? The CEO of Starbucks, a coffee guy, was the number one Business Person of the Year, according to Fortune magazine. And you think I have time to listen to a broke friend? And I'm looking at all this evidence confirming, young man, that you're in the right industry. Starbucks is making billions of dollars. And now I am in the same arena with them? And you want me to second think that? You want to challenge this type of evidence? See, guys, I already told you. That's why some of you are where you are. Because you love listening to you. I want you to understand what that's like. For you to leave here on tonight and you go ask somebody what they think. I'm going to show you what that's like. Mr. Dion, can I ask you a question? Have you ever saw the movie The Life of David Gill? What you thought about it? You like the beginning or the end? How can he give me his opinion about a movie he never saw? If you want me to take your advice or your opinion, come give me the courtesy to sit in these seats like I did. Then now, I could potentially accept your ignorant opinion. Because you're speaking from a standpoint of ignorance, you have never taken the time to look at it.
That's right.
Once you're able to do that, then we can have a conversation. But until then, your opinion is invalid. I want you to understand something. If you have a person that does that to you, and you allow them to rattle your excitement or your faith, and you saw it, they don't have the problem. You do. Because they never even looked at it. And you're going to let them talk you out the opportunity. Shame on you. Watch this, guys. Why Organo Gold? That's a valid question. You're making sense to me, Demond, but I want to understand something. I love my McDonald's and I love Starbucks. So I need to know what's the difference and what does Organo Gold bring to the table that these guys don't? That's a good question. That's valid. It really is, and I'm answering for you. You ready? It's for our exclusive ingredient. It's called Ganoderma. Ganoderma, guys, is the number one herb on the planet. It's one of the 6 superfoods that's out there. Ganoderma, for you guys that don't know, it's an adaptogen herb. What does that mean? It goes into your body, it seeks out what's wrong, and it goes after it. That's what Ganoderma does. I want you guys to understand something right here. Organo Gold, for all of our first-time visitors and our guests, and also to some of our distributors, Organo Gold is not a coffee company. Organo Gold is a health and wellness Ganoderma-based company. Our flagship product is Ganoderma, is not the coffee. The coffee is only being used as a delivery mechanism to get the health and wellness to the masses through the habit that they already possess. Ingenious. What this company has done is taking their flagship product, which is Ganoderma, and they've infused it into all of our products. And they're helping you become healthier through a habit that you already possess. I'm going to prove it to you guys. Watch this. Devon, you talked about weight loss earlier. I need you to clean that up for us. When your body is infused with Ganoderma, if you were able to try or sample any of our products, over 200 nutrients have entered into your system. You're going to notice that the Ganoderma curbs your appetite. You're not going to have a desire to eat as much as you usually would. That's where the weight loss come in. When you talk about health and wellness, I need you to clean that up. Ganoderma detoxifies your body. It gives it more vigor. It oxygenates your body. It helps with your health and longevity, your circulation, your immune system. Every time your body is infused with Ganoderma. Well, I'm hearing you saying that it's not about the coffee. What other products do you guys have that has Ganoderma in it? We have soap with Ganoderma in it that many people use that have eczema and skin challenges and acne. The word Gano means bright and shiny. Derma means skin. Guys, we have Ganoderma in our toothpaste, OG Smile. We have Ganoderma in our lotions and our vitamins and capsules. I want you guys to go to Yves Saint Laurent's website. For 1.4 ounces of his lotion with Ganoderma in it, $345. What I want you guys to understand on tonight is that Organo Gold's mission is going back to the first slide. Bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. The treasures, the Ganoderma. Did you guys know that over in China, Ganoderma is a national treasure? It has been around for over 4,000 years. It was only at one point reserved for royalty. We want you to understand the company's true mission. So when you hear someone speaking, and they're speaking from an ignorant standpoint, you already know that they never saw the opportunity. Because you really don't understand the vision of the company. Organo Gold's mission is not about the coffee. It's about the Ganoderma. When I finally saw it, I got it because now they're helping the world become a healthier place. That was truly dynamic to me. Demar, we don't believe you. We need some evidence. This is the health news. It has nothing to do with Organo Gold. Look what it says on the cover, guys. Doctor recommends what? Ganoderma. But also, there's a book out. It's called Ganoderma for what? Life. Right here. Ganoderma for life. Talking about the attributes of what Ganoderma brings. Guys, did you know that Organo Gold just invested $240 million into a brand new Gano Urban Industrial Park? That investment was made with the Chinese government. Do you guys realize that when you're invested with the government, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be okay. They're going to protect their interests. Did you guys also realize that Organo Gold has partnered with one of the world's largest producers of a patented cultivated process of 100% certified organic Ganoderma? This slide right here is for all of our researchers. That sounds so cute when I hear people say that. Oh, well, I just need to go do a little research. Need to go do research, huh? All of a sudden now, when a friend introduces you to an opportunity, you become a financial analyst all of a sudden. You do research, right? But let me share something with you. You didn't research that job that laid you off 6 months ago before you took it. You didn't do any research. You didn't look at the fact that the company books was going in the red and they were going to be laying people off. You just took it. You know why you just took it? Because it was somebody else's vision. We're talking about yours now. You're afraid of that territory. That's why you're going to hide behind research. Why don't you just be honest and tell a person that invited you, hey, listen, I don't have the money or I'm afraid to win. Be honest with them. But don't hide behind research, because what type of research you got to do about coffee? You didn't research Starbucks before you were just in there this morning. It's coffee. Let me share something with you. It blows my mind how people have now made Google their God. Oh no. Watch this. Google said it can't be done. It can't be done. Is this all you're going to do? Let me help you out. You're going to sit at your computer. People who didn't make money with Organo Gold. Is Organo Gold a scam? Let me tell you something right now. That thing you go through every day from 9 to 5, that's a scam. That's right. No, hold on. I'm not knocking jobs. Let's keep it in context. Let me tell you why it's a scam. I'm going to prove it to you. They're taking something out of your check that some of you guys in the room won't have a chance to receive. Did you guys hear that Social Security will be done by the year 2033? They're running a deficit right now. Did you guys hear that by the year 2024, Medicaid is finished? So now you have people that's paying for something that they're counting on with their retirement that they won't be able to receive, and you still don't want to take matters in your own hands. They already let you know, listen, you're on a dead end. It won't be there when you're ready, but you still go down the street whistling every day. On the work. You guys, let me help you out seriously. According to research, there's nothing you can do. Did you guys know that according to research, they say that most marriages now are ended in divorce, don't get married? Did you know according to research, they say most of the kids that's going to colleges are not finishing, so don't send your kids to school. In other words, according to research, you can't do anything. It comes down to, what does it mean to you? Oh, that's what we're talking about on tonight. Let me help you out on tonight. For all of our researchers, how much more research are you going to do than EcoCert? Because we have their certification. How much more research are you going to do than the United States Department of Agriculture, because we currently have their organic seal? How much more research are you going to do than the Chinese government? We have their organic seal. That's not Circle K up there. That's kosher. The Jewish community, we passed all of their tests. How much more research are you going to do? This is halal, the Muslim community, and this is GMP, good manufacturing practices. Guys, we have too many certifications to list. So please don't hide behind research. You know why with the researchers, what breaks my heart? Is they always want to come back and they want to show you the people who didn't win, the people who didn't make it. I had an attorney friend that called me, guys. This guy's an attorney out of New York. I keep in mind, good friend of mine. Real good friend. We laugh, we joke, we play on the phone. But when he called me this day, he had his courtroom voice on. So I'm looking at the phone like, who is this? I see his name, Damon. Hey, listen. I was just calling you to tell you against my legal and professional advice. I would not get involved with that direct sales company if I was you, because 80% of those people, I stopped him. I said, let me stop you. I said, first of all, don't ever associate me with losing. I said, I'm a winner, that's my birthright. Don't ever try to take that from me. I said, I'm determined whether I lose or not. Organo Gold can't do anything for me that I'm not willing to do for myself. Organo Gold is simply a vehicle to get me where I want to go. I want you to go outside, sit in your car, cut the ignition on, and don't put it in drive. Let's see how far you go. See, I want you guys to grab something on today. If I told each and every last one of you all in here, if you get involved with Organo Gold, you can make $1 million. Still, what does that have to do with you? If you're not willing to do what it takes, it's irrelevant. And I wanted him to understand that if you don't ever want to challenge our friendship, don't ever call me about a losing conversation. You call a loser who has a desire to lose, and you talk to them about losing. Not me. You guys remember that 25-year-old kid that was broke? Here's a picture of him inside the Success from Home magazine with his Bentley Continental GT in his driveway that he paid for cash. His Mercedes-Benz S550 that's paid for cash. And his $1 million palatial estate that he owns in Royal Oak subdivision in Houston, Texas. And you gonna talk to me about losing? This is all the research that I needed to do right here. Because I'm already knowing there was nothing that was going to be done for him that couldn't be done for me. See, I focused on winning. I never thought about losing. People always ask, man, you guys came in, you had great success. Did you ever think it wouldn't work? I say, how would I think it wouldn't work? I'm in a win-win situation. Why would I entertain losing when I've already won? All I had to do was walk it out. The victory was already mine. It was predestined. I was born with it. I was born to receive it. So why would I ever accept losing? I don't understand that concept. I don't understand questions like that. That's foreign to my mindset. That's what I want you to understand. You've already won and you believe that. Guys, I want you to see this right here. An array of products that we have. But right here with our products, let me go back. As you can see, our toothpaste, soaps, vitamins and capsules. Here's all of our mochas and lattes and red teas, green teas, and Cafe Supremes, our royal brew, our hot chocolates, all of it's right here. These are the products, guys. Anybody in here that got started with Organo Gold and you have never received your products, raise your hand. Nobody. So that means everybody that gets started on Organo Gold does what they say they're going to do. They only have one obligation, to get the product to you. That's it. The rest is up to you. We want to be clear that you understand that. I love what John C. Maxwell talks about. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Guys, I want you to understand something. You remember that list that I talked about earlier? Businessforhome.org. Do you guys realize that there are over 75 million people in the world that's involved in the industry of direct sales? Do you guys also realize that our executive VP of sales, Mr. Holton Boggs, is currently number 2 on the planet? That's amazing. That's amazing. He's number 2. Soon he will be number 1 in the world by the end of this year. Mr. Bernie Chu is our founder, CEO. Shane Moran is our global master distributor. Here's what I want you to grab on tonight. You ready? There are 2 ways that you get wisdom in this world. It's through mistakes or mentors. My wife and I made a decision. We would no longer suffer by making unnecessary mistakes. We were going to lock arms with mentors that can take us where it is that we wanted to go. These guys are visionary guys. They are visionaries. Mr. Holton Boggs, I'm going to give you the evidence of it. Let me prove it to you. Mr. Holton Boggs, when he got into this industry about 3+ years ago, we were laughing at the guy. I told him this. I said, Mr. Boggs, we were laughing at you, man. We thought you ruined your career. Holton Boggs has gone to sell coffee. It's over for him. Seriously, now keep in mind, we all broke. This man was already a multi-millionaire. But we can criticize what he's doing and where he's at. I want to share something with you. Let me prove to you that he's a visionary. Mr. Holton Boggs, guys, back when Organo Gold was getting off the ground, and I was told that it was taking people 2 years to go diamond, 1.5 years to go diamond. If you were special, I heard you came in and you did it in 9 months. You were really special. Guess what he says? He says, guys, the day and time is going to come where a man or woman is going to come into Organo Gold and they're going to go diamond in the first 30 days. You're looking at living proof of his vision. Because my wife and I were able to come in this company, and in 28 days go diamond. My best friend I introduced to the opportunity went diamond the day after. We've had a 23-day diamond come in, Rick Ricketts. We've had 21-day diamonds come in. Now we got an 11-day diamond that has come in. That's visionary leadership. That's someone that I can follow. Because watch this, guys. He's able to see where things are going. He's not looking at what's in front of him. I love it to be able to see that. I want to ask you guys a serious question. Anybody in the room that has read the book Think and Grow Rich, raise your hand for me. See, a few hands went up. I want to share something with you all. Do you know that Think and Grow Rich is the #1 best-selling business book on the planet? Yes. Over 100 million copies sold. The only book on the planet that have outsold Think and Grow Rich has been the Bible. Guys, Organo Gold, we have our own logoed edition of the #1 best-selling business book in the world. That should speak volumes to our guests. Do you think that the Napoleon Hill Foundation will collaborate with an unethical company, with the company that they don't believe has any legitimacy to it? Here's what I want you to understand on today. When Dr. Napoleon Hill was formulating the information for this book, I don't know if you guys know the story. Do you realize when they found out Napoleon Hill was going to be putting this information in the book, guess what they told him? Hold on, Napoleon. No, we got a problem. You cannot share the way that we think with the world, because they're going to have all of our understandings about wealth. These guys went back and forth before this book was able to be printed. But do you all know on how they settled on Think and Grow Rich being printed? Guess what they told him? They said, you know what, Napoleon? We're no longer going to do this with you. Put it in the book, because they're not going to read it anyway. He says they are not going to take the time to find out how we think anyway, because they love being in the situations that they're in. Oprah Winfrey has read Think and Grow Rich 13 times. So ladies, do you think you need to pick this book up? Yes. If she was able to read it 13 times. But we have a collaboration with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. That spoke volumes to me. You know why? Because I was already a fan of Dr. Hill. Now let's talk money, if you guys don't mind. We have 8 ways over here that you get paid. If you have a job in this room, nothing wrong with that. I believe if you don't work, you don't need. You should have one until you're able to get to your dreams and aspirations and fulfill what you want to do. But here's what I want you to grab. If you do have a job, there's only one way that you're getting paid. It's called linear income. Linear income is when you trade hours for wages. Give me 40 hours a week, I'm going to pay you a check for $800. That's how 97.5% of the world's population make their income, through linear means. And I know what some of you guys in here are saying, well, he's not talking to me because I own a business. No, you don't. You own a job. Because if you're not there to maintain the inventory, you're not there to make sure the co-workers aren't stealing from you. You can't go on vacation because you have to fill in for them when they can't make it. That's still linear. Some of the ladies in here, he's not talking to me. I own a hair salon. You're not understanding, young lady. When you put that cheap flat iron down, you're not doing any hair. You are no longer making any income. That's linear. Your income is still tied to your efforts. I want to ask a serious question in here. Anybody that has life insurance, raise your hand. Health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance. Anybody in here that has income insurance, put your hand up. I never see hands go up on income insurance. The very thing that needs to be insured, you don't. Let me share something. Off of a beverage that 75% of the world consumes. Here's what I want you to grab on tonight. Many non-profit organizations are using Organo Gold as a vehicle to bring money in. Many schools. There's a couple that we have that have a mall kiosk that's set up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And as people are going through the mall, they serve their beverage by the cup. Guys, we have many churches. They're using Organo Gold as a fundraiser. If you sow a $35 seed into the mission or the building fund, they're now in turn giving you a box of healthy products through a habit that you already possess. You're sowing the seed, they're giving you your box of product, and now the ministry is walking away with $18 profit off every single box of product that's sold. See, I was very excited about this aspect. Let me tell you why. Because now our income is tied to a consumable. Meaning something, when people run out of it, guess what they're going to do? Buy more. And this is for all the people now that want to simply take part in the retail aspect. Guys, many people, they do trade shows on the weekend where they set up their booths, and guess what? They sell their product at trade shows around the country. That's the way that they make their money, through Organo Gold's retail aspect. Way number 2 is our fast track bonus. This is where some people start checking out on us. Because every time you bring a bronze pack to the table, we pay you $20. I'm going to tell you what that is in a second. Silver pack, we pay you $80. Gold pack, we pay you $150 each and every time. Watch this, guys. Do you know that there are some people that have a problem with the fact that we are willing to pay you for your endorsement or your referral? Some people have a problem with that. Oh, that's one of those things. That's network marketing. I don't do that. Yes, you do. Every last one of you all in here, you are a network marketer by nature, and I'm going to prove it to you. If I was to ask any one of you all right now, do you know of a good restaurant that I can eat at while I'm here in Sacramento? You're going to be able to tell me. Ladies, do you know where my wife can go to get her nails and her toes done? You're going to be able to let me know where she can go. Hey man, are you going to the Kings game? See, whenever you're pushing a product or a service through your network, that's called network marketing. The difference is you haven't been getting paid for it. And see, 97.5%, they're fine with that. They're okay with making somebody else millions and billions. But when we tell you now how you can bring this type of income to your family, oh, you got a problem with it. I don't do those type of things. It's okay to do it for free. Somebody tell you you're going to get paid for it. I don't want to touch that. Look at the mindset. Look at the way you think. Donald Trump, there was an interview that he did on the Today Show. This blew my mind when I heard this. They asked Donald, they said, Donald, let me ask you a question. If you was to lose all your money with real estate, and you couldn't do real estate to get your money back, what would you then do to recoup all of your money? He says, oh, that's easy. Network marketing. The crowd started laughing. Donald Trump, network marketing. Guess what Mr. Trump said? He says, that's why I'm sitting up here and y'all sitting up there. So watch this. I quote. He says, you guys don't understand leverage. You like being leveraged. He says, I'm going to create as many jobs that you all desire so you can continue to build my dreams and aspirations. He says, furthermore, I don't expect you to think the way that I do, because if you did, you would have the money that I have. He says, I expect you to think just like you, because you don't like to own anything, you love to consume. Donald Trump. The man that was accused story is California, we don't believe you. You remember this book I showed you earlier, Mr. Paul Zane Pilzer? The Wellness Revolution? Look what he says. He's an economist, guys, an economist. He studies economics. Look what he says on page 186 of his book. You ready? He says there are many ways to create fortunes in the wellness revolution. One of my favorites, particularly for new entrepreneurs starting out, is direct selling, also called network marketing. In other words, you have a gentleman that's a multi-millionaire. And those people that have the money, they endorse the industry. The people that need the money, they run from it. Do you guys realize that there are over 200 colleges now that are teaching network marketing as a course? Do you all know that Harvard University, one of the world's most prestigious universities, has a course about network marketing? Some of the greatest minds have attended that university, but people are understanding the outlet that it provides in terms of income for people that's in need. Here's our third way that we get paid. For those of you guys that didn't check out, I know you're gone now. I knew it was one of those things. I shouldn't have came, I should have left, and never showed up. If you really understand what you're looking at, guess what, guys? This is the best part of the presentation. I'm going to prove it to you. This is your freedom ticket. Some of you guys don't even know what you're looking at. Worldwide statistics states that the average person that gets involved with direct sales will never be able to bring more than 2.7 people to the table for anything. In other words, the average person won't be able to sell 3 people nothing. Organo Gold says if you're below average and you're only able to bring 2 people, Organo Gold says, watch this, guys, your life has changed. I'm going to prove it to you. When David Emunitier showed me this at my home, I stopped him. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I said, David, hold up, stop. Let me check and make sure this is right. You're telling me, once my wife and I established 2 positions, a distributor to our right and a distributor to our left, you're telling me that everybody else that comes in after them have to be placed below them? Say yes. I said, hold on, I'm not finished, David. I said, so you're telling me those people who don't have the relationships we have, who don't have the influence that we have, if they're smart enough to get in, we can't build around them, we have to build below them. He says, yes. I said, so you're telling me they're going to be able to get a team by default, just because they're in the way? He says, yes. I said, hold on, David, I'm still not done. You're also telling me that my wife and I, we're going to be able to create a line of cash, equity, and volume that they're able to cash out of once they fill their 2 positions off of people that they had nothing to do with, people that we knew, because they were smart enough to get in. I want you guys to understand something. A wise man once told me, young man, anything you're going to do eventually needs to be done immediately. We're going to do it anyway. So for all you guys that are sitting here tonight saying, well, I'm not interested, I'm not doing it, great. You need to get a position anyway. So when you come to your senses, we're going to have hundreds of people that are already below you and a line of volume and cash equity sitting there waiting on you. When you decide, here's what you guys don't know. The mind, we want proof that this thing is working and operating. Right now, according to this chart, if you're in your 9th month of business, you're on pace for 12 months if you have 512 distributors, am I correct? According to the chart. Well, right now, my wife and I, we are in our 9th month of business. We are right at 5,000 distributors. Because we're dealing with people that are smart enough to get themselves positioned. Because they understand you can't build around me. You've got to go below me. But here's what I want you guys to grab it on tonight. There's still going to be some of you all sitting in here. I'll read y'all mind. Guess what you're saying? I'm going to think about it. I'm going to get back to you. Just let me sleep on it. When have you ever made a decision in your sleep? I promise you, I'm going to get right back to you. But let me show you the danger of that. That's okay. Take your time. Take as much time as you like thinking about it. I went to a young lady when I first got started. Her name was Natalia Williams. I said to her, she was one of the first 10 people I contacted. I'm sitting in her kitchen with her. I said, Natalia, you need to get yourself started in position with us. We're about to make the biggest move of our life. Oh, no demand. I don't want to do anything else. I'm burnt out. I'm done with that network marketing stuff. I said, no. I said, listen, Natalia, I don't have time for that. You don't understand. This is the biggest move of our life. You need to get yourself positioned so that your family can be blessed beyond measure. Now watch this. I'm already knowing she's going to do it because I know her mindset. Still, she don't want to make a move. So we get started. I'm calling her. Natalia, this thing is going crazy. We have people coming in all over the place. I had no idea it was going to start growing like this. Oh, that's okay. Good luck. She finally comes to a meeting. The day she comes to the meeting, she joins. She gets in. But here's the only thing. She got in 1,700 people later. All of those people that should have been on her team, she's now on theirs. She wanted to wait. But think about it. She didn't believe it was real. She didn't believe it was going to happen. See, the thing that I'm telling you guys, people always ask me, Demond, what do I need to win? Get in. The key to this compensation plan is getting yourself positioned. When I saw that, I already knew. I was in. Because I understood how powerful it was to get positioned. Because once you're positioned, guys, you have sealed the deal. That's what you need to understand. Every last one of you guys can find 2 people on the planet that like you. I guarantee you, you give me 24 hours, I can find 2 people in Sacramento, California that like me and be my business partner. That's my point I'm sharing with you. But I'm going to share something with you guys because most people think that Organo Gold's compensation plan is based upon recruiting. They're wrong. It's based upon value. Do you guys realize Mr. Edwin Haynes shared with us that Organo Gold is the official coffee of Hawaiian Airlines? Somebody landed that account. It had nothing to do with recruiting. Do you guys realize that value helps that person towards their peer level? I'm going to show you something on tonight. As a Sapphire consultant, $14,000 in revenue. $14,000. Between you and your entire organization, not you. You and everybody associated with you. When you guys have $14,000 worth of volume, you become a Sapphire consultant. Watch this. I want to ask you a question. I've been asking this question around the country. Is there anything on your job that you can do currently right now? I'm talking about babysit the boss kids, barbecue for him on the weekend, wash his car. Is there anything that you can do right now currently in the position and the job that you have and you can earn up to $20,000 a month? See, what amazes me is you have people that's telling us it's impossible for me to do where I'm at. But over here, we're telling you, you can do it as fast as you like. And you're wondering, should you do this? Look at the thinking. Look at the mindset. You already saying it can't be done where I'm at. I haven't even gotten to the other levels. Just off of Sapphire. And you wondering, should you embrace Organo Gold tonight? Guys, do you realize when you guys reach that $14,000 in revenue, you are able to earn up to $5,000 a week from those 2 positions? That's up to $20,000 a month. As a Ruby, that's $40,000 in revenue between you and your entire organization. Now you're able to earn up to $10,000 a week from those 2 positions. That's $40,000 a month. As an Emerald consultant, $80,000 in revenue. Now from those 2 positions, you're able to earn up to $15,000 a week. That's $60,000 a month. Network marketing is the great equalizer, whether you guys like it or not. I'm going to prove it to you. Where in the world can a young man go that has a high school diploma and a car washing background, and somebody's going to pay me up to $20,000 a week, up to $80,000 a month as a diamond consultant? Tell me. See, the thing that I'm saying to you guys is, when we saw this, my wife and I knew this was our ticket. I was in Detroit, Michigan a few months ago. There was a young lady in the back of the room. After the presentation was over, I saw her walking towards the room. Her face was all scrawled up. So I'm steadily moving to the side, and I see her coming. And I'm steadily talking to people, trying to get around her. And she's pointing, coming up to me. And I'm looking, I said, wow, I must have offended this lady. So I'm getting ready to apologize. Here's what she tells me. She said, you are the reason I'm going to work this business like crazy. I'm like, oh, great to see you motivated. And I got you going. She says, no, you don't understand. I'm a doctor. And you make more money than I do. She said, I see patients all day. I'm dealing with malpractice lawsuits. All the medical billing and codes I got to keep up with. The headache of it now is becoming more of a burden than something I have pleasure in now. And I'm looking at a young man that has a high school education. He washes cars for a living. Because of the way that he decided to think. You put yourself in a position to where now you're getting income that only 2.5% of the world's population is receiving. It was a decision, guys. That's what it came to. And most reason why most people can't believe this slide, you know why? Is because you don't believe it's possible for you. I don't believe they make that kind of money. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. You're right. Keep believing that. Because we understand you don't think you're worthy. That's why you don't think we are. Way number 4. I want you guys to see this. You ready? Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Bob Johnson, Barry Diller, Rupert Murdoch. They all teach that the road to wealth is through passive or residual income. Meaning money that you make that you're no longer working for. Guys, you know what I love about this opportunity? Our income is not based upon us. The reason why I'm so excited is because we were down in San Francisco today, huh, Dion? Man, we had lunch. We had fun. I mean, I'm a tourist and riding on a little bus with the top off, eating the crabs and everything down in San Francisco. But watch this. My income never stopped. Never. The entire time. Transactions was continue to be done. You got a young boy now that's getting income from 8 different countries that he don't know anybody in. Okay. Never been to them. Because of the power of residual income. See, this is the polar opposite to linear income. Do you guys realize that when distributors run out of product, what you think they're going to do? Every time they reorder, you just got paid again off the same people. You didn't have to go back and recruit them. They're already in. You got paid off the reorders. Every time someone went to your website because they enjoyed the product and they wanted to make another purchase, you just got paid again. Here's what I want you guys to understand on tonight. One of the highest paid entertainers last year was a gentleman by the name of Elvis Presley. His family is still getting paid off blue suede shoes. He did the work one time. He's still getting paid off of it. That's the power of residual income. Way number 5 is through our unit level matching bonus. Every person that you directly refer to the Organo Gold experience, we're going to pay you a matching bonus every month on the 20th of the month of their residual income. It doesn't come out of their pocket. They get every dime they're supposed to get. The company's going to pay the matching bonus to you because they're saying, hey, Miss Shea, without you bringing these people to the table, we would have never had that business. Have you guys ever referred someone to a job and you're still getting a cut of that person's check? Way number 6, is through our generational leadership bonus. This is now for leaders who have a desire to promote leaders. Anyone in your organization, whether you brought them to the table or not, they make it to the level of Sapphire Consultant. Organo Gold is going to pay you off the reorders of that Sapphire's organization, and you had nothing to do with them coming to the table. Every last person through infinity that's in that organization that's reordering, you're going to get a cut of that pie. And you didn't bring them. Watch this, guys. Let me show you how unique that is. I brought a gentleman by the name of Marcus Murray. We getting paid off their reorders. Marcus Murray brought a young lady by the name of Adrian Hayes. She went Sapphire. We also getting paid off her reorders. Adrian Hayes brought a young lady by the name of Chantel Smith, who brought a young lady by the name of Apostle Dr. Emma Jean Thompson, who's an 11-day diamond. We also getting paid off her reorders. It goes 4 generations deep. We had nothing to do with Adrian, Chantel, or Dr. Thompson coming to the table. But because we are leaders that's helping promote leaders, Organo Gold rewards you for that. This is the Zig Ziglar philosophy at its best. Helping enough people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. You ready for this, guys? Way number 7 was checkmate. Game was over. I never saw anything like this in my life. I was with Bishop Andrew Merritt in Detroit a few months ago, guys. While I was with Bishop Merritt, he was preaching, and that week, that Sunday, I think he had about 5,000 people there. I was sitting on the front row with his wife. He says, Damon, he says, come up to the front, come on the stage. I want you to talk about Organo Gold. I go up. I say, Bishop, I have watched believers pray, fast, lay prostrate before the Lord, pass out, we got a fan, you pick you up. But I've never saw $1 million drop out your ceiling. I've never saw $1 million wait for you in the trunk of your car. And believers always want to tell you, the wealth of the wicked laid up for the just, and point their finger at you and all that. There's going to be a worldwide transference of wealth. Oh, that's cute. I got a question for you. What vehicle are you in to receive the money? All right, I believe it. I'm believing with you. But tell me how you're going to get it without the vehicle. I want you to try and go to get a job without going on interviews. You have to have the vehicle so you can receive it. Here's what I want you guys to understand on today. This is the vehicle. This is the worldwide transfer of wealth. You don't believe me? I'm going to prove it to you. Organo Gold right now is currently in 21 countries. When you make it to the level of Ruby Consultant, Organo Gold pays you off the reorders of every ruby around the world in all 21 countries. So as their organization is doing their reorders, every 90 days they cut a check to every ruby that's involved in Organo Gold. You live right here in Sacramento, California, you're getting paid off rubies that are over in Poland. You're getting paid off of rubies that's over in the Philippines. You're getting paid off rubies that's out in Mexico. But you live right here. Hold on, guys, it gets better. When you make it to the level of Emerald Consultant, they pay you off all the reorders on all the emeralds around the world. But they also pay you as a ruby. What about if you go diamond? Like the Fulcher brothers, the real Sacramento Kings. And now, as diamond consultants, they get paid as a diamond off all the reorders around the world. They get paid as emeralds, and they get paid as rubies every 90 days. That's an additional check. That's a tip where Organo Gold is saying thank you for believing in us when we needed you to. That's phenomenal to me, guys. I don't know about y'all. Our edge way that we get paid. If we get enough for Mercedes-Benz, we should be good enough for you. OGBenzClub.com. Here's what I want you guys to understand. When you make it to the level of Sapphire or above, Organo Gold pays you to to drive the Mercedes-Benz of your choice. Mercedes thought we were good enough to collaborate with. See, we're talking about evidence on tonight. I told you I don't want you to believe me. I want you to believe the evidence that I'm showing to you. And here's what I want you to grab on tonight, guys. You can go to the lot and pick out any color you like, as long as it's black. And a 2009 or above, but I know here in California, you guys like to drive with your drop tops down. We got that one for you. But then some of you all, you're saying, you know what? I don't like Mercedes. We got you covered too. You make it to the level of black diamond or above. Organo Gold pays for you to drive the Bentley, Maybach, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche, Bugatti of your choice. And they send you $3,000 a month to the car of your choosing as a black diamond consultant. That's in addition to the income that you already receive. It doesn't come out your check. That's a separate check that's mailed to your home every single month. Guys, as we're wrapping up now, how do we get started? Anybody in here has a binder in the front? Can I see you, young lady? Thank you, Miss Liz. Here's what I want you to see. Organo Gold sends a distributor binder to your home. There's Organo Gold logo engraved in it. Okay? And we also give you 12-month back office access. See, I like this part of the business. No paperwork. Your income, how many distributors you're working with, those two positions, how much in your global pool, how far you're away from Sapphire, it tracks all of that for you. See, guys, I want you to understand something. This is the perfect business for busy people. Oh, I'm busy. Sounds great, I just don't have time. People act like just because they say they're busy, that sounds cute. That means you're making money. No, that means your time broke. You need some of your time back. So you need to be in a position to say, you know what? I'm going to get something that's going to free me up from constantly being busy. You also get brochures and applications, samples of the coffee. Your distributor kit costs you $49.95 to get started with Organo Gold. But to get your business jumped off right, you obviously need coffee, am I correct?
Yes.
Because now that's what people are going to be sampling, that's what they need. And now, with the coffee, our first package that we have is the bronze pack. Our bronze pack is $149 plus the $49.95, puts you right at $200. This is how much product we're going to send in your house within 7 to 10 business days of you getting started. All of our products are infused with the Ganoderma. Okay? But with that bronze pack, from those two positions, you ready? You're only able to receive up to $500 a week. $2,000 a month is where your check is going to cap at with the bronze pack. But then, guys, we have our silver pack. $450 plus $49.95. Puts you right at $500. As you can see, you get a lot more product. This is our soap with the Ganoderma in it and our vitamins and capsules. Now you're able to get up to $1,500 a week from those two positions. That's $6,000 a month. But then for our big business builders and our visionaries, we have the gold pack. $1,245 plus $49.95 puts you right at $1,300. It allows you to make up to $2,500 a week starting out the gate. That's up to $10,000 a month. Let me share something with you guys. When my wife and I saw this opportunity, we knew the gold pack was the only way we was getting started. Let me tell you why. There was no way in the world I was going to do the same amount of work and get paid less money. That didn't make sense to me. See, most people, they would rather put more leverage on their labor than they would their money. See, my time is too important to me. So if I can put more leverage on my money, that'll help me with more of my time. Here's what I want you to grab, guys. My wife and I have a philosophy. We don't want to work for money, we want money to work for us. We want to put legs on our money so that now it can yield us the returns that we desire. The second reason why we knew we were getting started at the gold pack, because we had a massive amount of people that we wanted to get to. People always ask us everywhere we go, how did you guys do it so fast? You know why? We came in at the gold pack, and we were knocking out waves of people because we were sending them boxes of coffee. So Dion, not only were you experiencing the product, your immediate circle was too. So now we were able to knock waves of people out. So now we were getting 10, 15 people at a time off 2 or 3 boxes of coffee. If you have a job in here and you've been working for over 10 years, or you own the business, and you've been in business over 10 years, and you're sitting in this room tonight, and you're telling us, Mr. Crump, what you're saying is correct, it makes sense, I just don't have $1,300. You're telling us that you have not been able to save $130 a year. You definitely need to go back, because what you're doing is not working. No, some things have to change. Seriously, guys, we're talking about a $1,300 investment into a multi-billion-dollar industry, which immediately is going to give you access to do business in 21 countries. That's a joke. Some things in life is how you look at it. See, your harvest is what you keep. Most of you guys, you will never receive a harvest, because let me tell you what you do with your seed. Most of you guys, you eat it. Some of you guys, you just throw it away. But very few of you all ever plant it so that you can receive a harvest. See, guys, I want you to understand, I'm not ashamed at getting someone to be encouraged to get started at the gold package. That's where you should get started at. You know why? Because your family deserves it. And for the work that's going to come into it, you should get the max that their compensation plan will pay you. Your family is definitely worth that. This is my last slide of the night, and we're done, guys. Organo Gold has one simple mission. That's to get 1% of the North America's market of coffee drinkers within the next 3 years. You see people all over these rooms with ones in the air because they understand that 50% of that income that the company is bringing in is theirs. It's a 50-50 split with the distributors. Guys, do you realize when this company gets to their goal of $125 million a month, that's $62.5 million that we will be splitting. And you will get as much as that as you want. That's a good deal. But I want to show you something. You remember, I told you I was going to prove to you that this was a Microsoft and Google moment. Evidence and numbers don't lie. And let me show them to you. Organo Gold, back in 2008, they did $2 million in sales. 2009, $9 million. 2010, $47 million. 2011, $152 million. 2012, we were projected to do $300 million. We're on pace to do $400 million, whether you join or not. Here's what I want you to see and understand. Do you guys realize that this company is operating at a little above 25% of their projected goal, which means they have approximately about 75% more growth to go. So you called the market shift at the beginning this time. You're not on the back end. Did you guys also realize that Organo Gold is in 21 countries? Their goal is to be in 100 countries within the next 3 years, which means they have 79 more countries to go. You are here at the beginning. While this thing is getting off the ground, your family is positioned for generational wealth. Because guys, I didn't get the call from Mark Zuckerberg when he was launching Facebook. Bill Gates didn't send me an email to attend this Microsoft conference. But this time, for the first time in my life, I caught a market shift before it's been able to hit the masses. You guys right now, historically in Sacramento, you are sitting in such a blessed position because this thing has not scratched the surface, not just in Sacramento, but in California. Period. I want you to write this name down as we close, and I'll bring up some true success stories. The guy's name is Ron Wayne. Ron Wayne made the biggest business blunder in the history of free enterprise. I've never heard of such a crazy story. See, having a lack of vision to me is the worst disease on the planet. It's worse than AIDS, cancer, or anything else that's out there. Let me tell you why. Ron Wayne was one of the original founders of Apple Computers. He sold his 10% stake in Apple back to Steve Jobs for $800. He thought it wasn't going to work. Couldn't see it. Thought it wasn't going nowhere. And you guys know that if he would have kept his 10% share in Apple, today it would be worth $49.2 billion. Ron Wayne now is playing the penny slots at the Nugget Hotel in Nevada with his Social Security check. Because he was so caught up in the opportunity, he missed the vision. Couldn't see where it was going. He was concerned with what was in front of him. See, guys, we want you to understand on tonight, you truly have an Apple moment before it has gotten off the ground. This company is going to be featured on the Forbes magazine. Because I personally don't believe, because of the global iconic product that we have, there's going to be nobody ever in the history of business that's going to be able to create more millionaires than Organo Gold. Period. Guys, what I want to do in closing is giving you the ultimate evidence. There's nothing like people right here in your marketplace that's having success. But you're seeing a guy that came in from out of town and he's doing all the presentations. Those are the only people that are always making money. Nobody you know is ever doing it. Young lady said it does seem like that. But we're going to prove it tonight to you. Give you the proof. What I want you guys to do is, if you are a platinum consultant or a double platinum, which means your organization does between $5,000 to $10,000 a month in revenue, we want you to stand where we are when you are so we can acknowledge you. Any platinums and double platinums? Look at this, guys. All around the room here in Sacramento. But then we have another level of leadership. When you become a Sapphire consultant, we now say that as a Sapphire consultant, guys, we want you to realize that you are now in the Mercedes-Benz program. You are able to earn up to $5,000 a week from those two positions. Your organization does between $14,000 and $39,990 a month in revenue. We call that the believer's pin, because now your success journey has truly begun in Organo Gold. We want all of our Sapphire consultants to make their way to the front of the room. Sapphire!